Grimes. There should have been some NXT representation in the Royal Rumble. Shane McMahon clearly was upset because he didn't get his way. He was a spoiled fucking bitch, and Vince told him no, Daddy told him no, he got upset, and then Daddy punished him, and in this case the punishment is goodbye, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. What a ridiculous situation. Brock Lesnar also wasn't reportedly happy about Shane McMahon's Royal Rumble ideas. Fightful Select reports that Lesnar, who won the Royal Rumble, was not happy with Shane McMahon's behavior while planning the match. It was said that Shane was insistent on seeing them through, which clearly didn't end up happening. It remains to be seen what Shane's future in pro wrestling will be like, and I don't think he's coming back. Especially for the foreseeable future, I do not see him coming back. You pissed off Brock Lesnar. No. Now, I don't know how to take this. Apparently, Lesnar was supposed to win the Royal Rumble dating back 2 weeks before the Royal Rumble. They already had that plan in the bag. Lesnar was going to win the Royal Rumble. Book it as such. Get him in the Rumble and book him winning the Royal Rumble. So Lesnar really didn't have to do much of anything. He comes out at number 30. He eliminates Shane. He eliminates Bad Bunny. He eliminates Drew McIntyre. And goodbye. He's off to WrestleMania to challenge Roman Reigns to the Universal Championship. If you have Brock Lesnar, who is as easy as pie to book at the number 30 position, pissed off about what you're doing for the overall Royal Rumble match, then you know you got fucked up. Because what does Lesnar have to be upset about? He's coming in at the last position and going to win the fucking thing, and he's going to go main event WrestleMania with Roman Reigns. If Brock Lesnar was pissed off, then you know you did your job like shit. Seriously. You did a shitty fucking job that Brock Lesnar got pissed off. So what that means to me is Brock Lesnar really looking out for the rest of the roster and the Royal Rumble match itself? That he's looking at Shane McMahon and taking his ideas and telling him that it's shit, he wasn't happy about his ideas? That's what it sounds like to me. Otherwise, why would Lesnar be pissed off? Lesnar usually sits to himself. Lesnar's usually by himself. Why would he be upset? Book me, pay me, let me go home. But here he is, Sean Rossap, Fightful Select, a paid subscription. So clearly this is coming from somebody. Lesnar was reportedly unhappy about Shane McMahon's Royal Rumble ideas. So even Lesnar is thinking, Shane is here, he's not here all fucking year, and he's booking himself to be more over than everybody else. Or maybe Lesnar was like, you're trying to get yourself over in the same fucking match that I'm in at the same fucking time. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. We're giving that to somebody else. So maybe Lesnar was for a better Royal Rumble, and that's why he was completely against Shane McMahon. I don't know. I'm completely against Bill Goldberg. Apparently Bill Goldberg may end up resigning with the WWE. I pray to God not. WWE started Roman Reigns' road to WrestleMania against Bill Goldberg, Saudi Arabia Universal Championship. Goldberg showed up on Friday at SmackDown and challenged Roman Reigns at the Elimination Chamber. Roman Reigns has been the top guy in WWE for over 500 plus days. It was noted that WWE has always wanted Reigns to get a win against Goldberg, and this was being talked about for several years. Goldberg and Roman. Makes sense, says Dave Meltzer. They've been wanting to do this match for years. I don't see Goldberg winning. Like, you could do it. Like have Brock Lesnar get his retribution, cost Goldberg the championship, then Goldberg could defend it. I don't see that happening. I think that Reigns just beats Goldberg because they've been wanting to have Reigns beat Goldberg for a couple of years now. It sounds like WWE is hoping to continue the Roman Reigns build as an unstoppable force going into WrestleMania with his program against Brock Lesnar. So clearly beating Goldberg in this is what WWE has in mind. Beating Goldberg would be I guess in some people's eyes in WWE, a major notch on Roman's championship reign. WWE is hoping the match helps get Reigns over for a huge WrestleMania match with Brock Lesnar. I don't see it being that way. I don't. Who's Bill Goldberg? Bill Goldberg comes back and loses and then championship matches every single fucking time he's back. I don't understand why everybody is clamoring to see this match in WWE. Bill can't even walk the fucking ring for it. Nobody's interested in this match. Everybody's more upset that Goldberg is back, and we're getting this type of shit happening on WWE TV during the road to WrestleMania. This is the one major flaw of current WWE programming, the fact that they never change from their fucking tried and true. Let's bring back a Goldberg. Let's bring back a Lita. What's going to happen when Goldberg and Lita can't do it anymore? Who are you going to rely on for these Saudi shows? Who are you going to rely on for WrestleMania season? And then there's talk about Goldberg re-signing with the WWE. The only reason why he would re-sign with the WWE is because it's easy fucking money. And Goldberg is not going to AEW. I want to make that very clear. Tony Khan knows what the fans want. Tony Khan is not going to bring in Bill Goldberg and sign him to an AEW contract, all because he's a free agent. Or all because he was a fan of WCW back in the day. Tony Khan would have a complete fucking PR nightmare, shitstorm nightmare on social media. And that's something he doesn't want. And you know what? I would facilitate it. I would gladly take the fucking charge on that social media campaign. Because there's no way that I'm going to sit here and criticize Goldberg and fuck Bill Goldberg in WWE and then be happy to see him in AEW. No. He doesn't fit their mold at all. No matter what value he still has, which in my eyes is zero. Bill Goldberg versus Roman Reigns, maximum 5 minutes. Maximum 5 minutes in Saudi. Spear, jackhammer, spear, Superman punch, that's it. It's all over. Get him out of there. Go get your surgery and go fucking retire. Nobody wants to see you with you. Bully Ray, speaking about Bill Goldberg, there's a reason why I think Busted Open Radio is losing a ton of credibility. This quote by Bully Ray in regards to Bill Goldberg is one of the primary reasons why I don't know why people continue to listen to garbage takes like this. This is obviously done to warrant heat, but it's also completely and blatantly stupid, and it's fucking reckless. And I don't appreciate that. There's legitimately nobody out there that wants to hear this fucking opinion, and this opinion should not be forced onto fucking people via a nationally syndicated wrestling show on Sirius XM. Bullshit. You're doing your fans a disservice, and you're treating your fans like a bunch of fucking idiots with shit takes, like this one from Bully Ray. He says that Goldberg should defeat Roman Reigns at the Elimination Chamber, as the result seems obvious to fans right now.
I hope it helps.
When has the obvious ever been a bad thing? There's good obvious, and then there's bad obvious. This is one of those bad obviouses, but it's also a good thing that Roman Reigns retains the Universal Championship. Listen to this. I honestly believe this is the perfect opportunity for WWE to stir a lot of shit up and throw a huge monkey wrench into their plans. And this is exactly why Bully Ray is saying what I'm about to read to you now, to stir up the pot, because he knows that either Busted Open is losing momentum or he's losing relevancy, and he needs to keep his name in people's mouths. Personally, I would have Goldberg come back and beat Roman Reigns in Saudi and immediately do a rematch on SmackDown the following night and put it back on Roman. This would get genuine reactions and actually get people talking. It would be different, and it would be the exact opposite of what it is right now, which is extremely predictable. Have Goldberg beat Roman on Saturday, and on the 25th at SmackDown, put the championship right back on him. That's 6 days of people talking about Goldberg as the new champion. Shake things up a bit. End quote. Personally, I would like to have Goldberg beat Roman Reigns. Do a rematch on Friday. This would get genuine reactions and actually get people talking. If you want WWE to lose the remaining members of their fan base during the most important season of the year, then by all means, do this with Bill Goldberg. This is not something that would get genuine reactions in a good way. You don't want genuine reactions that are going to be volatile and full of negative hatred towards WWE. They get that on the regular, normally with their regular television product on a weekly basis. Then you're going to have Goldberg come in and ruin a 530-plus day title reign of Roman Reigns, where everybody has been asking for WWE to take it a little bit more seriously, start building up new talent, and have new talent, fresh talent, young talent. The future built up to take Roman down. I don't think Bill Goldberg fits that mold, Mr. Ray. No, you don't want to shake things up in a hideous way like that. Would I appreciate unpredictability? Yes. But you don't want Bill Goldberg winning the Universal Championship going into WrestleMania. You don't. That is one of the most awful ideas I think I've ever heard anybody project onto a wrestling fan base. That is ridiculous. Thank God that's not likely to happen, because this is the last match on Goldberg's WWE run. He'd have to sign a new contract after the Elimination Chamber, or before the Elimination Chamber, to even think about doing this match on Friday Night SmackDown. What an awful fucking idea. An awful, awful idea. Not only does that take Roman Reigns and the title reign and kill it for Bill Goldberg, but you make the Universal Championship look like a piece of shit. Hot potatoing that title on top of WWE already contemplating doing the same thing with the WWE title. Because there are rumors that Vince wants to do title versus title. He put the title on Brock to put it on Lashley, to put it on Brock again at the Chamber, so that we get title versus title Reigns versus Lesnar. So you want both titles during WrestleMania season to be hot potato. Just so that we get title versus title. So that we get unpredictability. Thank God Bully Ray is not a fucking creative member of the writing team for WWE. What an awful fucking idea, man. I think I honestly lost brain cells reading that goddamn fucking shit. Now you know why nobody should be listening to fucking Open Radio. Nobody. With fucking shit takes like that, I don't know how they have any credibility left in the IWs. WWE. Speaking of WrestleMania, Goldberg, Lesnar, part-timers. Ronda Rousey. WWE had a talk with Ronda Rousey following her promo on Raw last week. Now, I seen this coming from a mile away. She came out, and that promo was atrocious. She looked and sounded like she didn't even want to be there. What good is Ronda Rousey, and what good is WWE giving her the Royal Rumble if she doesn't want to be there? I'd love to see somebody excited to be there, excited to win the Royal Rumble, excited to go and main event WrestleMania, and not simply be there, have this loathing attitude towards the fan base, and not give a shit that you're going for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Ronda Rousey won the Women's Royal Rumble, challenged Charlotte Flair on Friday night for the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania, which will be the main event of night one. Rousey had previously talked about not liking the travel schedule in WWE and dealing with negative fans. Towards the end of her first run in WWE, she turned heel after the fans started to boo her. Now that she's back, Rousey is supposed to be a babyface against Charlotte Flair, who is a heel. However, Rousey came across like she was portraying a heel character at the Royal Rumble, and then again on Monday Night Raw following the Rumble. Friday Night SmackDown was Ronda Rousey shaking people's hands, high-fiving fans in the front row, looking like she was happy to be there. She had a smile on her face when she showed up on Friday Night SmackDown. Dave Meltzer noted in The Observer that some people within WWE spoke to Rousey after her Raw promo and told her to let go of the past. Meltzer says, and I quote, "Yeah, I believe people were talking to her about Monday." Meltzer said before Brian Alvarez recalled Rousey smiling and slapping hands with fans on SmackDown. She acknowledged the fans. She was very bitter in coming back, and I think that was not a good attitude to have, especially since she's being portrayed as a babyface. Like people, when they saw her go, "Oh my God, she's being a heel," it's like, no, that's just Ronda being Ronda. They had to talk her out of basically going out there and being Ronda. These people are cheering you. You have to acknowledge them. Do not mean mug them. End quote. She wants to be there. He continued about Ronda. She wants to be there, but she doesn't have to do this. She hates the fans because of them turning on her, but she has to let that go. I presume somebody explained that to her. I know people talk to her about certain things. It was explained that you have to let that go because if you're going to be bitter about that, you're not supposed to be a heel. And if you're bitter at the fans, you're not going to be a very good babyface. She was way better on Friday night. End quote. Now, Rousey, she admitted that she took the fan reactions and she took it personally. During a gaming stream on Facebook, Ronda Rousey noted that while she does play a character to a degree, she's still Ronda Rousey in WWE. So she does take some of the trash talk personally, opening up about pressure she feels when headlining shows. Rousey said this, and I quote, "It's not hard. It's hard to not take it, the trash talk, personally from the fans because I don't go out there as ... I mean, I do go out there as a character, but I'm also Ronda Rousey, so I don't play Ronda Rousey on television. So sometimes I take it personally from the fans, not so much from the wrestlers. The fans, I do. It's such pressure when I'm the last on the show because I feel like it's my responsibility to retain the ratings and deliver. You don't want people to be disappointed." End quote. This is Ronda Rousey's inexperience in the pro wrestling world. This is not MMA. You can go out there and play Ronda Rousey in an MMA or a UFC octagon. The fans, whether they cheer you or boo you, you can have whatever feeling you want about those fucking fans. They are watching you fight. So they can boo and cheer you however they want, and it's the same way with you. You could tell them to fuck off, or you could tell them that you love them, and they could still boo the fucking ever-living shit out of you. The reaction in a UFC environment is much different than a pro wrestling environment. You can't go out there and be Ronda Rousey. You can be Ronda Rousey to an extent, but you can't go in there and not give a shit about the fans. You gotta take your role into consideration. Charlotte is the heel. Charlotte is the one that should be taking the fans and their negativity towards her and using it and throwing it back at them. You're the babyface. You gotta show up and smile every day you come into work. You gotta go out there and shake hands and give high fives and smile at the little fucking kids and the grandma sitting in the front row. You gotta play up to the fucking fat slob wrestling marks in the crowd that hold the Ronda Rousey sign or the Ronda signs in the crowd. You can't go out there and all because they don't like you, give them negative emotion. You can't go out there and give them the middle finger. It goes to show you her lack of wrestling IQ. And that comes with being there more and understanding the whole pro wrestling universe. It's much different. Yes, they're combat sports. Yes, they're competitive sports. One is a staged performance. One is a predetermined performance where you play a character and you take that character and you go out and play that character in front of the fans. If it doesn't work, then you try something else. This is not UFC where you can go out there and fucking have it be a free-for-all. You can't do that. Doesn't matter what those fucking people think. It only matters on you to win the fucking match in the octagon. This is Ronda Rousey being immature and a rookie in WWE. Hopefully she understands that. Seriously, I hope she understands that. Everything that WWE gave her, she willingly. She played a great heel. If she wants to go out there and play a heel, great. This is why I said it probably would have been best if she did Becky Lynch. At WrestleMania, Becky would be playing the role that she's supposed to play, babyface, instead of this in-between bullshit, and Ronda could have been a heel. But Ronda's back to the whole year. WWE has her on Fox. They want to present her as the biggest name in the division, so she has to play a babyface. She's got to be bubbly, fucking, going out there and doing PR interviews, radio interviews, ESPN. Got to be babyface Ronda Rousey. You can't take what the fans said about you in your first stint and hold on to that animosity. There's a reason why Ronda is not universally liked in the pro wrestling realm. Some wrestling fans, they look at the UFC thing and they're like, get the fuck out of here. This is not your world. You're not good. You're only here for payday. Yes, that can bother you. Yes, you're a person, you're a human being, that can bother you. But you can't let it show. You can't let it show on stream. You can't let it show on TV. There's a reason why people like me don't like Ronda there. I get why she's there. I understand it, but I don't have to like it. There are many people that think that same way. She can't take that and have it negatively affect the direction that WWE wants her going. If this was Becky, I'd understand. But the fact that you are in the ring against a equally universally hated performer in Charlotte Flair for all the wrong reasons, it's not going to work well against you, and it may end up sabotaging your match at WrestleMania. You don't want to take that and come off as a bad guy against another person that is generally disliked. That match is not going to have any momentum at all, and you're going to have the fans completely turn on you at WrestleMania. You can't do that. Ronda needs to smarten up and know where she's working. This isn't UFC. This final story, guys, this is absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Everybody thought that there was a forbidden door between WWE and Impact Wrestling. I knew that there wasn't, and I knew that the Mickie James inclusion in the Royal Rumble was a complete fucking farce. It was a bullshit appearance. It did nothing for Impact, and it did nothing for WWE. It actually benefited WWE more because they got another warm body in a Royal Rumble that they struggled to fill 30 spots for. If anything, if this did anything for Impact, it did a rating leading into the Rumble, and after the Rumble, their ratings dipped about 30 to 40%. Fell off a fucking cliff. They didn't retain any of that audience. So how good did this work out for Impact Wrestling? You want to know? So much so that WWE banned literally that came with the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Championship. Everything that came from the pro wrestling realm was banned on WWE television. This is coming from sources. Fightful is reporting that WWE said there were caveats to literally everything surrounding Mickie James' return. WWE announcers were reportedly not allowed to use the words knockout or world, which is why the championship was built in the way where they just said Impact Women's Champion. They didn't use knockout. They didn't use world champion. WWE is very strict on what words get used on television. Knockout or world was not used. Also noted in Fightful that WWE allowed announcers to say Impact, but not Impact Wrestling. Fightful says this, and I quote, "Someone in WWE revealed about the Mickie James stuff, and I was like, it was really cool that they did all that. But they were like, yeah, there were some caveats to literally everything that we had to do with Mickie James. The first thing was we were allowed to say Impact, but at no point were we allowed to say Impact Wrestling. It was a really important distinction. Impact Wrestling cannot be said. Impact Wrestling cannot be tagged on social media. You are not to say Impact Wrestling. Solely Impact. Now, the name of the company is Impact Wrestling, but it's one of those WWE things where we don't say wrestling. If you don't say wrestling, this company is not called Impact Wrestling. Simply Impact. The other thing was, and we were told, we do not use the term knockout. We do not use the term world. Even though the belt is called the Impact Knockouts World Championship. We do not use either of those words. And we were specifically on to refer this as the Impact Women's Championship, despite the fact that it is not called that. So it wasn't just free range that Impact gets this publicity, but there were specific things that were to be done if the partnership was going to move forward for the Royal Rumble. James was in the Royal Rumble for 12 minutes. She eliminated Michelle McCool, and then got thrown over the top rope by Lita. And Lita is on TV. Mickie James was used for a one-off to do literally nothing in the Royal Rumble. Imagine! And you don't think Mickie James knew this? It's nobody. Nobody's going to make me believe Mickie James didn't know what she was walking into with the Impact Women's World Championship. The Impact Wrestling Knockouts Women's World Championship, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? She knew exactly what she was walking into, and at the end of the day, she looked like a fucking fool. What was this partnership about? WWE getting a warm body in the Royal Rumble. Your partnership with WWE would not even allow you to describe your company in full and give the proper name to the championship that it is. WWE, we're at liberty to call it whatever the fuck they want. Some relationship, right? Some relationship. The Forbidden Door doesn't exist. It will never exist in WWE with another working company. But Impact, they wanted the publicity for the fucking week that it was, right? And now what happened? Nothing about it even matters anymore. It did literally nothing for Impact Wrestling. All it did was fill a fucking numbered spot in the Royal Rumble. Forbidden Door is supposed to be something for the fans to get excited about. Open WWE's doors to working with others, letting others in their sandbox and play around for a little bit. WWE doesn't know how to play well with others, and clearly they took the forbidden term and the definition of forbidden just a little bit too seriously. Mickie James being in the Rumble was a fucking joke. Impact being represented by WWE, while they knew this was going to be a thing, was a fucking joke, and anybody that thinks WWE is now a part of the Forbidden Door is a fucking joke. It will never be a thing. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you so very much for all your support on the podcast. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think down below of all of the top stories on this Tuesday afternoon. 1,000 likes minimum on today's OTS 411. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. And I will see you guys live tonight for NXT 2.0 live post-show right here on Off the Scripts. Also, once again, guys, meet and greet tomorrow, Atlantic City, New Jersey, AEW Dynamite, Tennessee Avenue, Beer Hall, 2 to 6 p.m. We'll be there. Come and hang out. Have some cold beverages, good food. Merchandise will be on sale. It'll be until then, guys, we'll see you tonight for NXT. And until then, have a great Tuesday. See you guys.
Bet365 is teeing up for the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Maryland. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
PVC pipes are made with vinyl chloride, a toxic chemical that threatens air, water, and soil. Learn why it's under EPA review at informedwaterchoices.com.
Yeah, fucking bury that.
Bet365 is officially live in Maryland.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, overs, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary to Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Maryland. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Looking to transform your business through better HR and payroll? Meet Paycor, a Paychex company, the powerhouse solution that empowers leaders to drive results. From recruiting and development to payroll and analytics, Paycor connects you with the people, data, and expertise you need to succeed. Their innovative platform helps you make smarter decisions about your most valuable asset, your people. Ready to become a better leader? Visit paycor.com/leaders to learn more. That's paycor.com/leaders.
Why is AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show right here on Off the Script. It's February 9th, 2022. I'm your baby from New York. And this,
farewell,
the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Wednesday nights. Wherever you may be, is alive. Jesse, what is going on, man? You are alive and well. I don't see a mark on you, bro. What's going on?
Man, it took a while, man. It took a week, but I had to recover, bro. It took some physical therapy. You know, it took an intense hours and hours of physical therapy, but I recovered, brother. I thank everyone for the will.
You had to recover from what exactly? What are you talking about? I don't see a mark on you,
bro.
What are you talking about,
bro? Let me tell you something, man. When you had to endure the vicious attack that I did, bro, you do what you have to defend yourself, man. You cover your face, man, but the bruises on the body and the broken bones of all healed, man. I appreciate the will wishes.
Well, what exactly happened here, man? Did you throw tacos at Thunder Rosa and she got who attacked you here, bro? You got the footage. You have me queued up the footage over here tonight. You know, what happened, man? Like, I mean, there's so many people in AEW that probably wanna hunt you down for the vile things that you've said on this show, man.
Well, we're gonna find out together, man. Because in the vicious attack, I was knocked out cold, and then the phone was broken, and I got Big Hodge. You know, shout out to Big Hodge Media. He got the footage salvaged, and we're gonna find out together, bro. We're gonna find out together.
Listen, that's one of the big things tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us live. We're gonna find out who attacked Jesse. Justice for Jesse today on OTS. We're gonna jump right into it, man. What a I don't want to say it's historic by any means, but man, oh man. Tony Khan really knows how to get the fucking community talking, bro. What a dynamite tonight. It was, if I could put it into simpler terms, it was a thing of beauty tonight. And he got a lot of people talking last week. And we are always honest with everybody. We are always honest with everybody in AEW. We love what they do. We criticize them when we don't like what we see, or if something doesn't feel right. We praise them when things are as good as they are tonight. I honestly think what Tony Khan did tonight was masterful. And a lot of people are going to misinterpret that as desperate, because MJF and CM Punk last week did not draw over 1 million viewers on TBS for Dynamite for whatever reason. It's been a great feud. The ratings do not indicate anything negative as far as it's not working or anything like that. It's been a massive feud for AEW. It's been a massive feud for fans. They just didn't generate a rating that I would say is impressive for the build that we've gotten for MJF and CM Punk. And I'm not taking anything away from those guys, but it was a disappointing rating because of the build that went into the match. I do think that what Tony Khan did tonight was an answer to the sub 1 million rating last week on Dynamite. And I'm telling you, Jesse, he knows how to get people talking. He knows how to generate excitement. And I love how excited he is, and it really does play off the community, and the community feeds off that. Keith Lee debuted tonight after much speculation. Everybody thought it was going to be a Forbidden Door WWE talent walking into AEW. Jeff Hardy was thrown out there. Mustafa Ali was thrown out there. And numerous names were thrown out there. It ended up being Limitless Keith Lee. No more Bearcat, bro. He is in AEW, and fucking by God, man, he's going to be a goddamn game changer, and I'm sticking by that. He's going to be their first black AEW champion, and I can't fucking wait, man. He's been so underutilized in WWE. He's gonna break through the glass ceiling in AEW.
Yeah, this was awesome, man. This was definitely not a letdown. You know, I kind of had a concern that we may be in for the Christian Cage overhype debut. This was not it. You know, this was perfectly fine. This fit the bill. Fans, if they're not excited, they should be, because this offers all kinds of not only interesting matchups, but we get to actually see the Keith Lee that we got in NXT and the Keith Lee that we got before he signed with WWE. We're gonna actually get the real Keith Lee minus the Bearcat, and that's what we all want to see. So, once again, kudos to Tony Khan for delivering.
Yeah, and a lot of people I can see are already going to be salty about Keith Lee, and I see all the chatter on social media, right? Oh, Keith Lee was overrated, Keith Lee's fat, Keith Lee's overweighted, or he's overweight, he's not going to amount to anything, another ex-WWE disgruntled employee. I mean, how can he be disgruntled, and why would anybody think he's disgruntled? Of course he's disgruntled. Like, well, what type of excuse is that? I mean, look at what they fucking did to him. They put bad clothes on him. They put him in fucking a singlet. Bro, did you see Keith Lee come out tonight and he ripped off his vest and he's like, no fucking singlet tonight. He just bare Keith Lee tonight. It was a Keith Lee that was incredibly happy to be away from that system.
Yeah. This entire episode probably really pissed off Vince, man.
Yes.
We got people out there doing what they want to do and not what he told them, and we got all kinds of blood and guts in the show, man. Vince was probably very angry with this episode.
He was very angry with this episode. I would not be surprised if he's on the phone immediately with the nearest WWE Pro newsletter or newspaper to write up their next article about gory mutilation. Or gory self-mutilation. Fucking stupid e-drones, man. Keith Lee debuted tonight. The other big thing that happened tonight was Jay White walking through the Forbidden Door, and Tony Khan actually tweeted immediately after Dynamite went off the air, and he says, I did not secure Jay White until Sunday. I realized after the fact that Friday night I butchered my own definition of Forbidden Door and typing tonight. I heard the fans' feedback and wanted to ensure that tonight was a special AEW Dynamite for all. Thank you to everyone that watched. Jesse, Jay White from New Japan Pro Wrestling will be in Queens, New York as of Saturday, wrestling for House of Glory on Fight TV, which I'm very excited about, as is Solomonster, my color commentary partner, House of Glory. He'll be in Queens on Saturday. He was in Atlantic City, New Jersey tonight. What does this mean for AEW and the Forbidden Door, and how much of Jay White do you think we are going to see?
No, I'm not too familiar with Jay White's obligations over in New Japan and everything else. So I don't know what's going on there. Is he a free agent?
I don't think he is a quote-unquote free agent, but I do think he's contracted to New Japan. I do believe that he is someone that just recently signed an extension with New Japan. He was a free agent not too long ago, but I don't think he can really get over there due to the travel restrictions overseas. And he's been kind of grounded in the United States. So, I mean, he's been working with Impact, I believe. I mean, who the fuck watches Impact? Let me give you a break. But now he's over in the States, staying here, so why not work AEW?
Yeah, it seems like they're already making plans for him down the road. It looks like they're already building for him and Kenny. I'm wondering if Jay White showing up is going to draw Kenny back a little bit sooner than they wanted. Because if you get Jay White in the building, man, you got to get Omega back to work.
So if Jay White is in the AEW storyline with Kenny Omega coming back, and he's going to be mixing it up with the Elite, does that remove the quote-unquote ex-Undisputed Era and let Adam Cole do his own thing and win the World Championship, and then maybe he visits all that somewhere down the line?
It seems like they're already kind of getting away from the Undisputed Elite. You know, we haven't seen Kyle O'Reilly in a couple of weeks either, have we?
No, we haven't seen Kyle O'Reilly or Bobby Fish.
Yeah, I saw Fish on Dark, at least. I haven't seen O'Reilly at all. But maybe they will. Maybe they'll put Fish and O'Reilly together as a team, as they should be. And they can go ahead and take care of the Adam Cole, Kenny Omega, Jay White business, and you can always come back to the Adam Cole and Undisputed guys.
Yeah, I don't think them being off TV is going to really amount to much of anything really. It's not something that I would look at as being negative. I think it's nice that people don't get on TV every week and leave the door open for others to kind of make their way onto Dynamite. But Adam Cole, he was in the last thing that we saw tonight against Adam Page and Lance Archer after Page beat Archer in that great Texas death match, the AEW Championship. Adam Cole is definitely eyeing the World Championship. Are you okay with this next move, Jesse, as far as Adam Cole? I know you and I and a lot of other people have talked about MJF possibly jumping the line there and getting what I think and you think he rightfully deserves, and that's the AEW Championship. Seems like MJF's moving on to CM Punk again in a rematch. I don't think that's the right thing, and we talked about that last week. But it seems like Adam Cole's going to get that championship match. Are you okay with that? And how do you feel about Adam Page's title reign? Are you feeling a little down on it? And are you going to really give Adam Cole the championship in his first opportunity against Adam Page?
We were talking about it earlier. I was trying to hang on for this as long as I could before I, weighed in on it. But it does now kind of feel like his championship run is feeling kind of lackluster. I think it hit home for me when he came out and they started this match tonight with Archer, and the amount of time it took for the crowd to just get into it. I mean, I was hyped for the match. I'm ready to go, and the crowd was just kind of just sitting around on their hands for the most part. They didn't really give a shit, As the match picked up in intensity and violence, they kind of woke up a little bit. But usually, man, I'm used to the world champion coming out, especially a full-on babyface world champion, man. I'm looking for that big pop. I'm looking for that big. This is the big babyface, top babyface in the company pop, and we just don't get it. Am I missing that? I don't think we're getting it. So, putting the Page on Adam Cole right away, I would not be against that. I mean, I would see why. But it does feel like they're in a little bit of a pickle when it comes to their next champion, how long they're going to reign, and then what happens after that. Because Adam Cole should be champion right now, but so should MJF. At the same time, they literally have two guys, two heels at the very top that should be champion, and one babyface champion not performing as well as one would hope. So I'm not sure what you would do right here, man. You really can't go wrong with picking one of the two. You just got to find something meaningful for the other one to do.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that as the show rolls on. I don't think that Adam Page is dropping the ball at all. As AEW champion, I don't think that it's getting over. And it's the typical thing in pro wrestling. People want it, then they get it, and then they're bored with it within a week. And I don't really know what the problem is with today's pro wrestling fan. But this is not being. Listen. This is not being aided by Tony Khan bringing in everybody. I mean, it seems like Adam Page is a great performer. He seemingly is defending the championship. He's wrestled Bryan in 2 fantastic matches. He had a hell of a match against Lance Archer tonight. He's showing you that he's a fighting champion, but I honestly think with everybody that Tony Khan is bringing in and all these big names, I honestly think that everybody would rather see those names in Adam Page's spot than Adam Page.
Right? Look, here's the thing, though. I don't think it's Hangman's fault at all by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that they haven't given him anything really. It's not like he's had bad matches. He's had great matches, but as far as in-depth story, he's had nothing. He's had nothing. He's off TV for a few weeks on there, and then when he comes back, it just pops up. And who's my contender? It's this guy. Okay, Texas Deathmatch. Okay, where's his story? He has fantastic matches, but whoever you put him in the ring with, so all he needs is a good story, and he's rocking and rolling.
So, are you saying that Tony Khan has Big E'd Adam Page?
It seems like he had long-term plans for Hangman in his build to become champion. But now it feels like he's just kind of going to wait and see what happens for a little bit, because right now it does not feel like he's had long-term plans for Hangman. No, it doesn't. You're absolutely correct. I don't feel like he's had long-term plans or any feeling of long-term booking since he won that championship. The Bryan feud was thrown together late, which was great. It worked out for everybody. And this Lance Archer thing seemingly is something that was thrown together last minute. And it seems like this Adam Cole match at Revolution possibly is something that's going to be built up in 3 weeks before we get to Revolution. So you are correct. There hasn't been any long-term booking for Adam Page. And it's sad because they spent over a year telling his story to beat Omega, and the reign itself is not living up to the bill that he was given. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I don't want to see his reign cut short, but at the same time, I want to see something more exciting going on with the championship right now.
Yeah, and I do think that championship deserves it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a taste of what we're going to be talking about tonight. I appreciate you joining me and Jesse on Off the Script tonight for the AEW Dynamite Post Show on OTS. I appreciate you and everybody else that came out as well to the OTS VIP meetup at the Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey this afternoon. There was a bar jam-packed with wrestling fans, and that's thanks to the podcast. I want to thank everybody that showed up, hung out, had several cold beverages, some great food. Jesse was talked about. Everybody there was like, who attacked Jesse? Who attacked Jesse? I'm like, listen, we're going to talk about it later. I can't divulge information because I don't even have information. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But again, I want to thank everybody and the Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall for being so generous in giving us that space today. Awesome stuff. First meet and greet in New Jersey. Certainly will not be the last. Follow Jesse and I on social media. I'm JD from NY206 on Twitter and Instagram. You guys can find Jesse right there on the screen with his ad on social media. Jesse, why don't you tell people about your fairly new YouTube channel? I know you took the week off to lick your wounds from this injury, but tell them what they can find on your YouTube channel.
Yes, guys, please follow me at Chi-Town Smart, 2 words, on YouTube. And we will be covering AEW Dark live during our watch-alongs, where we will get together and we will have a couple of drinks, shoot the shit, and more importantly, we'll rate the new talent and we give everyone goals for their performance. So all of the new up-and-coming talent will be working for our tacos. I want to give a shout-out to Big Hodge. Big Hodge has gone above and beyond out of his way to make this show and mine much better for you guys. He has provided me with the lighting and the camera and the microphone that you are listening to and seeing me on right now. So shout out to Big Hodge. He is and always will be a supporter of JD and myself.
And Jesse does sound good. I would have to say Hodge came in with the clutch microphone.
Yes,
Jesse sounds good tonight. How does Jesse sound, chat? The new microphone. Let us know in the chat. Give me a taco rating in the chat. If Jesse sounds great, give me 5 tacos. If he sounds like shit, give me 1 taco.
Nobody noticed that. I noticed no one said a single word about the new mic.
Of course not, man. They're all talking about fucking Keith Lee being not their cat.
They're all fickle. They're all fickle.
All you fickle fucking fans, man. Listen, go follow us on social media. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys also check out all the other content on the channel. It's been a very, very busy year so far, and we're rolling on into February with the consistent content. So make sure you guys, there is a 1 taco in there. Of course, Mr. Tomato with the 1 fucking taco, man. Jesus Christ. Listen, go check out all the other videos on the channel, and there's a ton of content there if you missed anything. Go check out the VIP section, man. Hit that join button. Make sure you guys hit that join button, become a VIP. You guys get the custom badges and the custom emotes when you sign up. You guys can use them in the live stream chat or in the comment section. Go get your t-shirts at bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Off the Scripts. And make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for 1,000 likes. We're almost there. We need less than 30 likes on the live stream chat. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and support the podcast right here on Off the Scripts. Jesse, we're going to get into it right at the top here with MJF. He had quite the open of Dynamite tonight in Atlantic City. He is the man that pinned CM Punk 2 times in one night in Chicago. So Wardlow walked out right at the top of Dynamite. This was the typical WWE start to a show, but AEW always does it better. And AEW started off with a MJF celebration of sorts as he defeated CM Punk last week on Dynamite. Wardlow walked out with these life-size cardboard cutouts of MJF, putting CM Punk in a sleeper, and then the other one was MJF sitting in the pose that CM Punk usually does when he sits in the ring, but it had CM Punk's body with MJF's face on it. So it was pretty fucking funny. And Justin Roberts was handed this sheet of paper where he was supposed to read off the introductions for everybody. He seemed very reluctant, and quite honestly, Jesse, the introductions by Justin Roberts here for all of the Pinnacle was very mid. It was very mid, bro. I mean, Justin Roberts is usually very enthusiastic. He's very over the top. I mean, I'm quite disappointed in Justin Roberts, to be quite honest with you.
He was reading from a script that he wasn't given ahead of time. So
Listen,
he
man,
just like, okay, I read this bullshit.
You got words on a paper, man. Fucking put some energy into it.
Fuck that. They're heels.
Anyway, Wardlow looked disgusted. He shook his head out of all of this nonsense going on. And then Justin introduced Shawn Spears. And then Justin was handed a folder. Shivani then said that in Tony Continetti will have a big announcement, but this is obviously taking place first. And he did all this stuff about trying to hype up the rest of the show because Tony Schiavone was disgusted about what was going on with the Pinnacle. And then Justin Roberts all of a sudden read this statement about MJF touting about him being a 3-time Diamond Ring winner and something about being the greatest of all time, past, present, and future, who beats PG Punk twice in the dumpster fire of Chicago in the Midwest. MJF then came out to his music and he was ushered out to the Atlantic City crowd on a throne. And everybody was carrying, these 4 geeks were carrying around MJF on a throne. And he smiled and he waved like he was royalty. And Shivani then says he'd pay $1,000 to one of these men to see one of these guys tip MJF over in front of Atlantic City. I thought that was fun. So there were 2 women at the end of the aisleway here. One kissed him on the cheek. The other he made out with very viciously at the edge of the ramp before he got into the ring. So everybody on the commentary team was sick about this sight. So MJF takes the microphone. He gloated about his win. Fans are booing him and chanting, "Shut the fuck up." MJF then said, if anybody deserved a thank you, the person without whom he wouldn't have been able to beat CM Punk in Chicago. The camera focused on Wardlow, and he looked ready to accept this generosity from MJF, but MJF thanked Shawn Spears instead. How much longer is this going to go on, Jesse, with MJF kind of doing these snide remarks and throwing this shade at Wardlow.
Yeah, I don't know. I get what they're doing, but yeah, it does seem like the longer they do it, the dumber it kind of makes Wardlow look. I mean, he's under contract, I guess, so that's why he has to deal with all this shit. But at whatever point where he's not gonna take it anymore, I'm gonna say, well, why didn't you do this earlier?
Yeah,
unless his contract expires or something like that. I mean, that contract has to come to some kind of end before Wardlow separates. Otherwise, I'm gonna ask, well, this is the fucking last straw. The guy's been disrespecting you for the last couple of months.
Yeah, I don't know. At this point, with everything that's going on, I can't even tell you or predict the time when AEW is going to actually break up MJF and Wardlow here. I can't tell you anymore. For the last couple of weeks, we've been like, it's got to be this, it's got to be this, it's got to be this. And I don't know if it's going to be that anymore.
Yeah, I have no idea. It does seem like they kind of just, I don't want to say like changing on the fly, but they maybe like just going with the flow a little bit. Like I was waiting for the Christian heel turn on Jurassic Express. Not only did it not happen, but it does leave it look like it's on the horizon anymore. Like they kind of shifted away from that. So I mean, it looks like plans are kind of changing here and there. I mean, not drastically, but maybe changing a little bit here and there, which is fine as long as they make sense at the end of the day.
A couple of people in the chat said that was actually MJF's legit real life girlfriend.
Yeah, it was.
There
that was his girlfriend.
Well, there you go. I guess that's why it came off so well on television. So MJF said he's not there to celebrate. He hugged Sean Spears, and we got a new MJF t-shirt that was unveiled by Sean Spears. Better than the best in the world. Now available on shopaew.com. So that is MJF's new t-shirt that was unveiled. Not here to celebrate. He's here to make a statement. He said it's time for him to become the AEW World Champion. Outwalked CM Punk on the stage. And the one thing I loved about this, and everybody knows I am fickle with this shit, we didn't hear Cult of Personality hit the fucking PA system. He didn't make this segment about him, and he didn't get the big crowd reaction. But MJF, Jesse, walk out to no theme music. And that's the way it should be done in a segment where you have one guy in the ring berating another guy that he's feuding with, and out comes that other guy to no theme music. It's not about him, it's about the feud. And CM Punk obviously was going to wrestle later in the show, so we didn't want Cult of Personality playing twice. I love those little things, and that's something that WWE does not really understand.
Yeah, no, that was good. I thought about you as soon as that happened, too. Like, he's going to appreciate that shit. Yeah, he came out angry. He's bitter, he's mad, he lost. I mean, he should be. He lost, he got ripped off, he wants a rematch. It makes sense, Always, let's see where they go.
Always appreciate those types of things, so I love that. So CM Punk walks out, no theme music, fans were chanting for him, obviously. Shivani came from the commentary table, walked over to Punk with a microphone. Punk said MJF's wins over him in Chicago are as suspect as his spray tan, and he says he's learned from his mistakes, so tonight he has some friends, Outwalk Darby and Outwalk Sting. He told them to take off their jackets and dress shoes because he doesn't agree to give him a rematch. If he doesn't get the rematch, he's going to beat them down. So MJF obviously was upset about this. Punk says he wants a rematch against the man who actually cost him the win in Chicago, and that was Wardlow. He told Wardlow to accept the challenge if he has the balls enough to do it, or the balls enough to walk away from MJF. MJF started to yell that he beat Punk all by himself, had nothing to do with Wardlow. Punk asked Wardlow if he's hearing MJF. MJF said Wardlow didn't do what he did because he's under contract to him, but because he is his best friend. So Dax Harwood says he's hungry for a rematch. Punk whispered something to Sting, and then he says he wants a rematch from the Greensboro tag team match that they had a couple weeks back so he can get his hands on MJF. MJF said there's no way he's wrestling in New Jersey. He suggested that they roll the dice. He said if Punk can beat FTR with a partner of his choice, he can have a rematch against him any place, anytime. So the only catch is if he's going to get the rematch here or this tag team match tonight of his choosing with a partner. It can't be Sting or Darby teaming up with CM Punk. So he wished him luck to find anybody on backstage who doesn't actually hate his guts. This got internet talking, or the internet speaking wildly about speculation. I know I was one of you. I said, okay, we got a possible surprise here tonight. And I threw this name out there, Jesse, right at this segment when it ended. I'm like, imagine if Samoa Joe debuted with AEW tonight, and Samoa Joe teamed with CM Punk against FTR and gets, or aids in CM Punk getting a match against MJF again at Revolution. I said Samoa Joe, I seen Colt Cabana, I seen a bunch of other names being floated out there, but at this point, what were you thinking, and who did you think his tag team partner was going to be? Or did you think maybe it would have been Keith Lee in this spot to debut, and something else happened with the Isaiah Cassidy?
I'm not sure. I thought I thought we were going to get a surprise, but not Keith Lee. That spot I had reserved for whoever was going to be the Forbidden Door crosser. So for Isaiah Cassidy, so I figured that was Keith Lee or Gargano or whatever. But with Punk, I don't know. I did think Colt Cabana for a second, but I thought, nah, forget that. I mean, if they were gonna do that, they would have did it in Chicago. I mean, they wouldn't have waited till they left Chicago to do that in New Jersey. But after that, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't until after this point, but after we saw Keith Lee and after we saw Jay White, was I thinking that we might get a third? Because I thought then TK was going for the fucking hat trick with 3 fucking debuts, and then we were gonna get. So after we got Lee and then we got the Switchblade, then I thought we were gonna get Gargano or just another debut, and he was just gonna overload the show.
Tell us who he serves.
Yeah, I didn't know what to think at this point. You know, I was happy that we got CM Punk calling out the obvious nefarious means of MJF last week in Chicago. I'm glad that some of the truth was brought to light there. I think we were maybe I don't know the right word to use, but I think we were looking past all of this and kind of moving on a little too quickly. You know, I think with the rematch, it was the obvious way to go for AEW. They obviously want to do a second match. But the thing is, you know, I'm very terrified of the 50-50 booking that we see so much in pro wrestling. Clearly, we're getting another match with these two at Revolution. I don't know what type of stipulation is going to be tagged along with this. I do like that CM Punk brought the truth that MJF cheated. So does this lead to, A, 50-50 booking and CM Punk getting his win back because MJF's not really going to factor into the world title right now? So maybe he can take a loss and CM Punk moves on to something else and wins the feud? Or does MJF win clean in Orlando at Revolution, and then we finally move on from this, and they both go their separate ways? How are you thinking about this, being that we're probably aiming towards another rematch?
I'm not sure. Look, I'm not sure how they plan on going about this next match with MJF and Punk. But here's what I know: Punk needs to lose again. He just needs to lose again. The 50-50 booking shit is not going to help anyone here. Punk can lose again and still be the best in the world and still be CM Punk. Not only that, he'll be the best in the world who came over to AEW and made sure that a new top star was born.
Yeah.
So that's what's important here. They can finagle and do all the storytelling they want to make us believe that Punk might win. But at the end of the day, man, I think it's very, very important that a part-timer who is extremely over, like CM Punk, does not go 50-50 with a guy who's trying to make it to the top of the complete industry right now.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. 50-50 booking is not something that should be in the cards here. MJF, I feel like him winning, like you said, is going to catapult him much further than CM Punk really needs to be catapulted right now. He doesn't need to win. CM Punk is just that type of guy that's just bulletproof no matter what. He can go away for a couple weeks, come back, and start a fresh feud with somebody else, and nobody will even bat an eyelash. But with MJF's going to be a constant guy on television, and he's going to go right into the next thing that he's got to do, and you don't want to present him as weak. So if MJF is going to be a future world champion, whether it's this year or next year, his momentum needs to be consistent. And I don't think having him lose to CM Punk in a 50-50 Bruce Pritchard booking situation is going to really keep him consistent. And I honestly think with Wardlow and this whole thing, you know, Wardlow should really aid in MJF getting over, whether he turns on MJF at Revolution or not. Maybe he tries to help CM Punk win and it backfires and MJF wins the match on his own, even with Wardlow trying to fuck him over at Revolution, and then he has even something else to be bragging about when he beats CM Punk at Revolution. He would have beaten Punk twice in Chicago, beat Punk by himself at Revolution in Orlando, and thwarted Wardlow as well. So, I mean, that's what we're really, or I think, should be aiming for here with MJF.
Yeah, Wardlow could do a 180, and because he's for all intents and purposes he's babyface right now. You know, but just without the official turn, he could go ahead and double back and just go full back heel. And because everybody's expecting his turn right now to be babyface, what if he just went straight back and just stayed with MJF, helped him win, and then they carry on and stay course for a little while longer before they do his full turn? Because the thing is, at the end of the day, MJF just needs to win. MJF can lose matches, guys. It's not that he can't lose. He can't lose to guys like CM Punk. If MJF is going to lose, it needs to be to a Sammy Guevara, to a Jungle Boy, you know, to another young and up-and-coming talent who he's going to be feuding with for years to come. He should not be losing to a Sting or a Punk or, you know, a Christian Cage. I mean, if he's going to lose, make sure that loss goes to someone who's going to take it and also run with it themselves.
Yeah, and keep in mind as well, Chad, Wardlow is probably going to qualify for the Face of the Revolution ladder match because it's in his contract per storyline that if he wins that TNT Championship, he is to give it to MJF. I don't think he's going to make it that far, which will be another added layer to the overall MJF and Wardlow breakup here. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But I thought this was a great opening segment. This is something that WWE tends to do every week. And like we usually say here, when AEW does the Dynamite opens with a promo, it usually is a heavy, heavy promo. and something that is really important, and they did not let us down with this one. This was fantastic. MJF is always fantastic. It set up CM Punk in a tag team match tonight with Moxley and his partner, and this set up a Revolution rematch for Punk and MJF. So this really succeeded in many things, as well as showing the continued disdain from Wardlow, obviously being criticized and neglected by MJF. So there was a lot that AEW accomplished here. So this was a great opening segment, and not like the very formulaic opens that we usually see on Monday and Friday night. We got a backstage interview here with Andrade, and he finally came face to face with Steak, or AKA what he calls Steak. So he found Darby's boss, per se. He told Steak he is sure that this kid works for you. So Sting says he's not a kid, number one, and number two, you can talk to me and him, mano a mano. So Darby told him to quit wasting his time because he has bigger things to do than to work for him, like becoming the next TNT champion. Andrade said, you will work for me, so they have something in common because he won the TNT title once before to Darby, and Andrade said he is the next TNT champion. So it may be looking like, Jesse, we may get Darby, Andrade, and Sammy Guevara possibly in a triple threat match at Revolution. It seems like this is the natural course of where things are going to be going here, and I think that's a fantastic idea. That realistically, just on paper, could be a possible match of the Academy.
Yes, I will take that any day of the week, absolutely.
And listen, this could be a huge opportunity to put Andrade at that next level after, months of him feeling kind of irrelevant. This is exactly where he needs to be. Someone like that should be really aiming for a TNT championship. We all know how great he wrestles. He's a world champion caliber performer in that ring. But if he's a TNT champion, I feel like it will really take him to the next level like it did Miro.
Yeah, it is. And he's still kind of floundering right now with this HFO or AHF. And it seems like they're dismantling it right now. They're breaking it apart. I mean, Matt Hardy's already getting pissed at Private Party.
Yeah, he walked away. He walked away like Jeff Hardy did tonight. They mocked that whole situation, walking into the crowd, did Matt Hardy.
Yeah, so they're working on that, which is good. And just not that long ago, Matt Hardy's teasing about being broken all over again. So maybe they're going to end this gimmick, get rid of that crew, turn him back to broken, get his brother back with him probably. But this Andrade situation, man, he needs to be in something meaningful because the guy has it in the ring. He doesn't have it on the promo. You keep putting him behind the microphone for some damn reason. I'm not too sure why. You gave him a mouthpiece and then you have him speak every week. I mean, that I don't get. But nonetheless, he needs to be into a feud that he can sink his teeth into because he needs to have some kind of gold around his waist.
Well, I mean, I don't see where you are talking about Andrade and his promo abilities as being something negative. I mean, I honestly think he's gotten a lot better. And in fact, I've quite enjoyed him the last few weeks when he's been speaking for himself. I don't know how much more Jose could really be doing for him. I'd rather hear from Andrade instead of some schmuck nobody like Jose, who's just a background player.
He is getting better. And that's the scary part. Even as he's getting better, it's still not that good. He was that bad before.
Yeah. No, he was totally bad. Yes.
Yeah, he's really, really bad. I mean, look, I'm not trying to say I don't ever want to hear him talk, but at the same time, I never hear his mouthpiece talk.
Yeah.
Ever. But why the fuck is he there?
I don't really know. I don't have an answer to that.
Get rid of him or have him talk sometimes, dude. I mean, I want to see Andrade venture onto the mic from time to time and speak for himself when he really means it, or when he's really angry, or when he really wants to get his point across. But he talks for himself every week, and I have to sit there and I'm watching the guy cut promos. I got to pay close attention to everything he's saying, or I'm going to lose track of this fucking conversation. I'm sitting. Oh, okay, I got it. It shouldn't be that hard, bro. It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, and I get it. I understand the language barrier, but if he has a mouthpiece and he's still struggling, why is he talking all the time? All the time. When he speaks, he should be important. Kind of like when Brock Lesnar spoke. Brock Lesnar can speak, but Paul did his speaking, and when Brock Lesnar spoke, you fucking listen because it must have been important.
There's no I in team, but there is one in Indeed, and that's the hiring platform that you need to build yours. You're hiring, you need Indeed. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed's a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it makes hiring all in one place so easy because Indeed does the hard work for you. They show you the candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit your description immediately after you post so you can hire faster. Join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/BlueWireSports. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/BlueWireSports. That's Indeed.com/BlueWireSports, and support the show by saying that you heard it on this podcast. Indeed.com/Blue Wire Sports. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it may be just a situation where he did the whole Andrade thing. I don't want to compare it to Zelina Vega and when he was paired up with Zelina. Obviously, she did the majority of the speaking for him because, like you said, he wasn't that good then, and she's a fantastic speaker. But maybe in this case with Jose, maybe it's more of a